Hello, everybody. Cholera here once again with Hazel. This is set 3, the winners match of MSL Survivor Tournament Group A for the next MSL. In this match, we're going to have ForGG versus DoctorK, Dr. Kincaid, Dr. Kelly, whatever K stands for. Dr. Korea, I actually like that. But there's Dr. K. He kind of looks like a weird version of Best, like Best in 3 years. What do you think about that?
I think he looks like a best with a inverted face. I don't know. he has more of a stronger jaw or a weaker. I'm not sure. He has a sharper jaw. Right. Anyway, I think in the last game we saw Dr. K play, and he played safely. He played solidly, but I'm not sure if he'll play brilliantly enough to be able to defeat 4GG. I mean, 4GG was a MSL champion. He's ranked something. What is he ranked in Kespa? Eighth, maybe.
Wow, really? Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing pretty well for himself, and this Dr. K, even though he is the captain of SKT1 apparently, I don't know how much he'll be able to do.
Yeah, because Dr. K doesn't even have enough of a record for me to comment on it. It's so little. He's played like 5 games before this, literally. And 4GG, meanwhile, is 56% against Protoss. This is the map Destination, by the way. 4GG spawning in purple at the 11 o'clock location, and Dr. K here in red at the 5 o'clock location. I think this map does favor Terran a little bit against Protoss, although it's actually more debatable than I thought it was. I think the bridges, if it gets to the mid game and the Terran's already pushed out of his base, then it's solidly in Terran's favor. But in the early game, and if the Terran can't leave his base, then it's actually a pretty good map for Protoss also. We'll have to see though. I think 4GG is going to probably go for a relatively conservative build. He doesn't really know Dr. K very much. Dr. K hasn't even played that much in general. And I think we're going to see the openings of a safe build here as we see that supply depot in that location. That means he probably was going to go for another barracks and supply depot and then wall in here and prevent even a probe from getting in if it's not a really early probe.
Yeah, I believe Destination actually has a record of 21 and 12 for Protoss v Terran, so it looks like it's Protoss'
Oh,
favor just by the statistics, yeah. It might be, I'm not sure, those bridges should favor Terran, but it might be just the distances, perhaps, just how much the Terran player has to push down. There's just, oh, and wow, Bolty is going for a fast expand, a Nexus.
yeah,
This
it
could
looks
be a
like he
really
went for the.
greedy build.
Yeah, yeah. I think, yeah, 14 Nexus here on this map is kind of dangerous, given it's a two-player map, and you could expect a lot of fast attacks, but maybe he's using sort of reverse psychology. He thinks, well, 4GG doesn't think much of me, so he's going to go for a standard build, expecting that I'm going to go for cheese. So instead, I'm going to go for the most macro build possible and make 4GG fall behind economically. At least that's what I'm thinking. But he has gone for the 14 Nexus, and not really too much 4GG can do except once he scouts it, he's probably going to go for he can go for a two-fact build, or else he can just sort of swallow his losses, I guess, take his loss, and then go for a standard fast expand, in which case he'll be slightly behind Dr. K in the mid game. We'll have to see what his reaction is. I mean, I know what Firebat Hero would do. Firebat Hero would just be like, oh my god, I'm behind, I'm going to go send all my SCVs out and attack. I don't know, we'll see what 4GG decides to do in response.
I think 4GG only has 2 SCVs on gas right now, so I think he is going for possibly a one fact into command center. I'm not sure about that. We'll see. He has one factory going up. I don't believe he's scouted that Dr. K's build yet, but now that he has, his second factory is coming up. And we'll probably see a two-fact, I don't know, push sometime, a timing push later on in mid-game.
Yeah, definitely. And it's going to be about whether Dr. K can actually spot this or expects this in time and manages to pull up a good defense. We'll probably see him pump a lot of Dragoons now. Now that he has a good economy going on, he can probably put that third gateway down and then also get the early observers, both of which he'll need to defend against this strong two-fact push here from 4GG. 4GG going for the aggressive choice rather than deciding to just let himself fall behind economically. And I think that's a wise decision. If you can cross those bridges, I think it's going to be very hard for 4GG to defend. On the other hand, if DoctorK to defend, if DoctorK can manage to hold the bridge, then 4GG is pretty much just going to fall even farther behind. So it's going to be a close one here, and I like DoctorK's opening here, going for that 14 Nexus. I think there was little chance that 4GG was going to go for any kind of crazy cheese, and against a very weak player or a very unknown player like DoctorK. So going 14x was actually, I think, a smart strategic decision.
Yeah, in the meantime, we see Dragoon range being upgraded, so yeah, we're probably going to see some Dragoons being pumped, and well, DoctorK right now is pushing up on the 4GG's base, probably to see just what he can do, but it won't be much because he has 4 Marines there in a tank. 4GG should be careful not to lose that tank because that's very important in PvT.
Yeah,
In the
so
meantime, we
I've
see this
heard.
little worker battle. Hmm? So you heard.
Yeah, so I've heard tanks are good. But yeah, no, I think right now actually there's no way for DoctorK to know for sure what 4GG is doing, because those 4 Marines and 1 tank are obviously that they could be for an FD build. The moment 4GG sends out his vultures though, then DoctorK will know actually it's a 2 fact, it's not a 1 fact into expansion, and then he'll have to start getting prepared. But looks like he's actually going to push forward here with his Dragoons. That's not going to be successful. 1 Zealot gets killed there, and that's pretty much it. 1 Marine. But I think 4GG is very smart here. He hasn't revealed his vultures at all, so DoctorK has no idea about what build exactly that 4GG's gone for.
Right, in the meantime, DoctorK seems to be going for robotics, possibly for fast observers. I think he's feeling a bit unsafe here. He doesn't really know what 4GG is doing, and he's pushing out right now, actually, 4GG, with 3 tanks and 4 Marines. Strangely, he's not bringing his... Oh, there his vultures are speed upgraded as well, so I think DoctorK will have trouble defending this, especially because of those bridges. I mean, if 4GG can get into position, he can really push DoctorK back.
Yeah, we're seeing 4GG attempt to cross the bridges. That was a good block there by DoctorK, though, on the right side bridge. I thought for a sec 4GG was going to get all 6 vultures through, and that would have been disaster for DoctorK. But looks like 4GG actually having trouble crossing here. This is what you were talking about. 4GG now gets a couple of vultures in. He's not going to have enough time to plant mines, though. Oh, wow, just look at that. Great defense by DoctorK, I gotta say. If 4GG has lost all of his vultures, vultures are actually what you need to be aggressive with this kind of push. You actually need to keep all your, well, not all your vultures alive, but you need to do more damage than I think what 4GG managed to do in this game. So 4GG is a little bit behind here on this push, but Siege Mode is just up, and Siege Mode might make the difference here. I don't know. DoctorK right now doesn't seem to have observers up just yet, and it's going to be hard against this slowly encroaching push here. Actually, he's going to get observers soon, but it's going to be difficult here for him to deal with this.
Right, he might have had a chance if 4GG weren't at that really prime position with the 2 bridges. Right now,